Well, hi folks, here I am now on Curlew Island. So, yeah, you just don't know what you're gonna end up doing, because my intention was to be exploring Marble Island today, but with the wind and the dragging anchor, and I thought, nope, time to go, because even if I managed to get through the day, I would not sleep very well worrying about the anchor dragging, right? So yeah, I basically got everything together and decided I was going to go straight for Curlew Island. I've missed out Middle Percy Island, basically because the weather looked like it wasn't going to be quite right for that anchorage, and I really just thought I just don't want to lose another night's sleep. So I've come straight to Curlew. I can always do Middle Percy on the way back down home. It is worth visiting, I'm told, so I'll definitely do that. But yeah, I've found a nice little sheltered cove here. Yeah, I'm basically surrounded on three sides by land, and the small islands out here, so every now and then a little bit of a roll comes in, but not much of anything to worry about compared to what I've had. So yeah, anyway, this is basically what happened today. Good morning, folks. It's Thursday, the 18th of July, and I know the first thing you're going to think, my God, that guy is in the tropics. Let me tell you, it's freezing. Yeah, there's a nasty little southerly coming up. It's been coming up the eastern Australian coast, and it's just not letting go at the moment. I think I just came up. I've got intermittent internet, so where my forecast came up just now, it's at 7 degrees in Port Bundaberg. Feels like 5. It's like, yeah, that's believable actually. So I'm hunkered down in the cockpit here, just trying to get away from the wind, but at least the sun's shining. So I'm not sure when this is going to change. I'm waiting for my weather app to load so I can get some further look at what's coming. But here we are at Marble Island. I've spent the night here, had a good sleep, because it is a nice little anchorage here for this prevailing wind. So yeah, I hope to get ashore. I don't know how much of the island you can actually walk on. I believe there are tracks. The reason being it's privately owned, so it looks like it's farmed. I don't see any animals anywhere, but there's a lot of grassland. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what they do with it, but anyway, coffee, and we'll have some breakfast, and hopefully it's warmed up a degree or two by then. I was hoping for a bit of a show when the sunrise came up, and on that white, what I assume is marble, but yeah, it brightened up. It was quite nice. But yeah, it's quite amazing how, you know, the one side is completely uncovered, and the other side the trees have covered. Whether it's marble under there and they've gained a foothold and added their soil over the years, who knows. Anyway, you can sort of see bits and pieces in it of the rocks and just around the place as well at certain levels. So quite interesting. Bit of an isthmus. This is where the wind whistles across here. There's actually an airstrip there, I realise. There's a windsock. So yeah. I missed filming the landing of this plane only a little while before. That's when the anchor started dragging. So yeah, I kind of had my hands full repositioning the boat. Got it all set up in time to see this guy take off again. So whether he does the male one or some other thing, I don't know. And off he goes. I'd say there's a bit of crosswind component here, so good skills to this guy. Well, here we are, exactly where I expected not to be. Yeah, the secret to sailing, flying, anything weather dependent, always be prepared to change your plans. Yeah, I was sitting there minding my own business, and the wind really came up. Sorry, I'm trying to block the microphone. yeah, I started dragging anchor. I thought, "Ooh, I'm not seeing things exactly the same way it was," and the anchor alarm was going off. So, yeah, sure enough, we were dragging anchor. So I repositioned, and the wind's just building and building. So, especially through that little isthmus there, you can see behind me, it sort of funneled through there, so quite significantly. And I thought, you know what? It's time to go, because even if I settle it now, I'm just going to be worried this is going to happen, and I'm not going to sleep and all those kind of groovy things. So anyway, here I am now. I'm actually going to miss out Middle Percy Island now, because the wind is supposed to do some crazy things, swing around to the north and all that, and that's not great for any of the anchorages there apparently. So I'm going to make it straight to Curlew. Apparently 7 hours. Now I've got the mainsail double reefed at the moment. I've got the jib out, so it should be reasonably comfortable. We're going pretty much on a broad reach, which is anybody's favourite really. It's usually comfortable, it's fast, so let's see what the day brings. The gusts, according to the weather, could get up to the 20s, so I just thought, okay, I am going to do the reef. Hell of a lot easier to do in port than it is out at sea, and I can always let it out. But at the moment we're sitting on 5 something knots, just with the jib and the reef mainsail, so pretty happy with that, and it's pretty comfortable. So I might have some breakfast now. Anyway, it's a nice sunny day, even though it's only going to be about 17 or 18 degrees. What the hell, man? Okay, let's see what the day brings. Okay, finding our legs now. Now this is the mainsail reefed, double reefed, so there are 2 stages I can reef. And what that means to people who don't know is that I've reduced the size of the mainsail. You can see it folded at the bottom there. So we're not overpowered when the winds are stronger. So you can go out in, stronger weather, still sail comfortably. And yeah, as I said earlier, it's easier to let it out at sea rather than put it in. That's the channel we came through last night, and the little marble rock thingy, and a few of the other islands, which are giving us a little bit of shelter at the moment from the waves coming through. But when we get round the corner up there, no doubt we'll feel it a bit more. Just moving along nicely. Got ourselves moving along, so it's time to feed the oral habit and have some breakfast. Moving along at about 5.2 knots, and yeah, time to put on the nose bag. And approaching the point here at Bamborough Island, we'll make a slight deviation to the left. So you can see the other islands. I don't know if you get this on video, they all have that mirage effect where they're just floating above the water. I think it's a light thing where it's like a mirage. It sort of shows you things slightly over the horizon. Back. Oh, you're going to get seasick. Pick a point and steer for it. That'll do. I think it could be one of the islands. Curlew itself, I don't know how high it is. I could look that up, of course, but that would take the surprise out of it. And or one of the surrounding islands, but there's nothing much in between on our track, at least anyway. So yeah, a bit hard to hold the camera still. There we go. Yep, this is the end of this island. We're just about around, and you can see that the wind is punching through the channel here. Got some white caps happening. I think we're still protected pretty much from any wave activity at this point. So yeah, let's see what happens when we get around this corner. So 1 minute it's blowing like crazy, the next minute not so much. Anyway, Tanoni Peak Island, Buff Island, and yeah, the wind's died down a bit now, really as it was forecast. So I'm motor sailing at the moment. I'm just trying to get the island back into view, and that's Curlew Island there, so then we're probably still about 5 miles away or so. But yeah, going along, bit of a breeze, bit of motor, doing about 4 or 5 knots. So yeah, very pleasant. Lots of islands around the place. Well, and actually if you look back, you can't even see where we came from. It's disappeared over the horizon now. So it looks very empty out there, although we know it's full of islands, but they're just out of sight. Even the smoke from South Island in the Percy group, where they're obviously backburning, you can see the smoke, but the island is disappearing a bit. That's Middle Percy. I would have gone there, but the conditions basically didn't look good. So I'll catch that on the way back. And Buff Island, the last of the 2 islands as I lead into Curlew. Looks like you can't go swimming in the Buff. No beaches. Also looks like the tillers come off the rudder there. Anyway, I'll keep an eye for them. Getting closer. I am still motor sailing. I think it's more motor than sailing now. I think the breath has gone out of it basically. I'm probably moving along at the same speed as any breeze, so it's not doing me much good. That's alright, it's not doing me harm either, and the water has calmed down somewhat. Yeah, it's just annoying when you get chop and all that sort of stuff, but not enough wind basically to keep you going straight through it. Going in the channel now, and boy, look at that tide coming against me. Isn't that always the way? I'd like to be able to ride it once in a while. Anyway, that's Treble Island. Maybe there's Base Island around the corner, who knows. Anyway, here we go. Now, you know how I've talked about wind over tide before? Here we are. Washing machine. Yeah, there goes the alarm. No show without punch, right, as always. Anyway, just could shake all the cobwebs off. Here we go. Looks like a nice place. I wonder why it's not popular. I'm going to check the depths and everything. They look reasonably okay, but it looks very sheltered. Well, I am anchored. Yeah, great spot. I've basically got land on 3 sides, islands out there, so about as protected as you can get, particularly for the winds that we're expecting, and they should be coming from over this hill, so that should give me that. Looks like a nice sandy beach there. That'll be getting a visit. And yeah, the temperature's just gone up again now that we're out of the wind. And yeah, I might see if there's a way to get to the top of some of those hills. Must be an amazing view. And mobile coverage. Thank you for watching another Fast Forward to Queensland video. As always, don't forget to like, comment on YouTube and subscribe to Dawn Radar.